Hello and welcome back to Quitting Together, where recovery doesn't have to be done alone. My name is Aaron and I'm so proud of you for being here. So, you are finally ready to quit marijuana. You've been smoking maybe for years now, decades now, and honestly, if you're being real with yourself, you've been ready to quit for a while. Maybe you've tried in the past and made it a few weeks, made it a few months, but you always get back into the habit because let's face it, it feels so good. I love being high. I love it so much that I am willing to put it above pretty much anything, and that's exactly the reason why I cannot consume it anymore. So if this sounds like you, I think you have found the perfect video for you. If you've already quit and you're not having a good time, well, this also will hopefully help you. And if you've quit and been done for a long time at this point, then you can feel free to comment and let people know some advice of what can help. But for now, you're on the edge, you're ready to quit, but you just don't know how. I got a comment the other day that said, how do you get the courage to face that first week? Because the first week is definitely the scariest. Here's what's going to happen. First, you're going to make the decision, all right, I'm ready to quit. I'm ready to be done. I've had enough of this and it's over. I got to give this up. You need to first off, tell the people around you that you can tell. If you have people that you trust, people that you smoke with, you have to let them know, hey, I'm quitting this. You can tell them because the real reasons, it's causing you mental anxiety, it's causing you depression, it's causing you to just feel like you're going crazy, whatever your reason is. Or you can make up something else. Hey, I've just been having a lot of throat problems lately, or I've just really, I want to see what it feels like to go without it. Whatever you want to do is fine, but you need to let the people around you know. I suggest being honest with them, but also I don't know your situation. But honesty is usually the best policy. So first do that. If you need to reach out to your dealers and let them know you're not to sell to you anymore, depends on who your dealer is, but maybe that would work. You need to set a quit date. If it's not today, make it tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, make it a week from now, make it a month from now, whatever you feel comfortable with so that you have time to prepare and get ready and are able to be prepared for what is coming. Because the first week might be easy, but for a lot of us, it gets to be really hard. So right when you quit, the very first day, you're going to wake up and the first thing you're going to think is, all right, I'm ready to go smoke, but I can't. What do I do now? Because for those of us who are habitual smokers, wake and bake is one of our favorite morning pastimes. It sets the tone for the whole day. It gives us a little relaxation. It makes the sun look brighter. It makes the birds sing prettier. And we are ready to face the day because we've just smoked some weed. But what happens when you're not able to do that? Well, first off, I skipped this part. You need to make sure you don't have any left in your house. So if you have some, either get rid of it or smoke it all until your quit date. So if you have a bunch, say, okay, I'm going to quit 2 weeks from now and I'm going to smoke this all by then and I'm not going to get any more. When I quit, the day before I quit, I accidentally ran out a day early and I went and bought an entire another eighth just for that day because I could not make it through that day. And then gave the last bit to the people I was with that night so that I didn't have any left. So make sure you have no weed. You will wake up, you're ready to smoke. Now what? You need to do something else. I suggest going to the gym. If you already work out all the time, this will make it really easy. You just can go and continue to do what you normally do. But if you are someone that does not work out or that used to work out or that doesn't have a gym membership or any of that, I highly suggest getting a kettlebell that you can work out at home. I place my kettlebell in a position in my house that I pass by all the time. And anytime I pass by it and I see it, I have to do some sort of exercise with it. This keeps my body moving and working all throughout the day. When I first quit weed at the beginning of this year, I weighed 135 pounds, and I now am about 152 pounds, 150 pounds, depending on the day, but it's been a really good start. As soon as you start working out, you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to get some of those natural endorphins in your brain, because let's face it, for so long, we have been flooding our brain with fake chemicals, they're not fake, but not natural chemicals, and basically hacking our brain to always feel these like huge feelings, whether it's happy or sad or whatever it is. That's what weed does to us. It really amplifies our emotion. So without that, you're going to really feel like you've plateaued at first. You're going to feel like there is nothing worth doing, that everything does not feel as good. But know that this feeling passes. It's only in the beginning. A phrase I like to say a lot is, do not confuse sober you with withdraw you, because I still have never met sober me. The longest I've ever made it is about 6 months, and I'm almost halfway there right now, with almost 3 months at this point, a little over 2 months. And I don't know what it feels like to go 18 months without any sort of substances. So I still am looking forward to figuring out what that feels like. But for right now, all I know is what withdrawal me feels like. And withdrawal me 2.5 months in feels a hell of a lot better than withdrawal me 1 week in. For me, I had to take the entire first week off of work, off of all of my responsibilities, off of anything that could cause me to get overly stressed and maybe have like a little breakdown and decide, hey, it's time to go smoke because I just cannot take this. If you do not have that option, I totally understand. But I would highly suggest figuring out if there's a way that the first couple days you could have off. So if you work a Monday through Friday job, maybe try quitting on a Friday and go to work without weed, and then see if you can make it Saturday and Sunday where you have that weekend to just completely chill. If you stay in bed all day, so be it. Who cares? The only thing you need to focus on those 2 days is recovering and getting better, because you're not going to be able to do any of the other things you need to do in life if you can't first recover and get better. So first thing you're going to do, throw away your weed. Second thing you're going to do is start working out or do something else to really supplement what was taking up all that time. Because let's face it, we spend a lot of time smoking weed. We use it as a way to chill. And if we're being honest, you're going to need something else to fill that time. So create some sort of hobby, build Legos, hang out with your family, go for walks, but you got to fill your time with other things. For me, this has been an incredible thing because not only does it hold me accountable to you guys, but it also causes me to, have something to do between filming these, between editing these. Now, I'm already unbelievably busy. I work a lot. I'm really lucky that I work in media, and so I already kind of have the ability to do this kind of stuff. If you watch my older videos, my production value has gone up a lot in the last couple months, but that's because I'm really trying to invest time into this. Not because I don't care what this channel does. I do not care if I have 5 subscribers, 5 million subscribers. It is indifferent to me. I have no plans on making money off of this. The only thing I'm trying to do is hold myself accountable and hopefully help some of you guys quit as well. A lot of people use AA, NA, any of those things to keep themselves accountable. And for me, I am using this community that I have built on here. So thank you guys for your comments, your suggestions, your thoughts, your stories, because they have really kept me going. Now, back to what we were talking about. Let's fast forward day 2. Just like when you start going to the gym, and day 2 is always worse than day 1, right? Like your legs hurt way more the second day. It's going to be way worse on day 2. Day 2, you're going to start to really feel the withdrawal symptoms, because if you smoke every day, day 2 will be the longest you've gone in a long time, and your body is really just not going to feel right. Whenever we do anything every day, whether it's drinking water, sleeping, eating, anything that is a daily activity to humans is something that our body decides that we need. It's something that we have to be doing every day, because why else would we be doing it every day? It must be something that we need. And that's where a lot of addiction comes from, is our body actually physically assumes that this is just something that it needs now and it has to work off of. And with some substances, it physically does become something that the body needs. You can die from certain withdrawals. Luckily, weed is not one. Even if you feel like you're going to die or feel like you're going to jump off a bridge, it's okay. It will get better. But what you have to do is know that day 2 is going to be tough. You're going to think all throughout the day how much better it would be if you can just get high. You're going to have the thought, what am I doing? Why am I even quitting this? It wasn't even that bad. You're being a baby. Go smoke. And you have to fight off those feelings. You have to think to yourself, if I smoke, I'm making a commitment to no longer be present. And a lot of times that can be really appealing, especially when you're having a really bad day or something that you just want to veg out and escape from. I can understand how, not wanting to be present can be very appealing. But in the long run, when we build up a whole bunch of not being presents, it leads to a lifetime of not being present and a lifetime of not fully building memories, right? How many times they always make the joke about, when you smoke weed, your memory is awful. And that's true. It's true for a lot of people, especially was true for me. And how many things do we not remember because we were so high and we don't build those long-lasting memories? I don't know about you, but for me, I'm trying to change that. I have a daughter, I have a wife, I have a good job, I have a life that I want to live to its fullest, and I don't think that I can do that while smoking weed. So day 3 and 4 and 5 will also suck. They're going to feel a lot like day 2, and they're going to slowly start to get better though. After about a week in, you're going to get that high of, I made it an entire week. This is awesome. And you're going to start to get that feeling of, okay, I don't want to break this streak now. And that's a really good feeling to have. You get into what I call the easy zone. I'm kind of in that right now, where you have enough time starting to build up that you don't want to just give that up. Now, I'm not saying that it will get way better after a week. It does not, but it does get a little bit better. And you're going to start to have these little moments of clarity and of really begin. You're going to go out and enjoy something outside, or enjoy this workout, or doing something. And you're going to have this thought for a second of, whoa, I wasn't stoned for that, and I had a really good time. What was up with that? So that's kind of a cool feeling. And then you're going to start to, as the weeks go on, and as it gets closer and closer to you getting, completely detoxed from having weed in your system, you're going to feel more and more like clarity. You're going to feel more presence. You're going to feel more like the old you. It's cool. I have certain times now where I have thoughts or feelings or emotions, or I can articulate words, and it feels like the old me. Now, the old me was 23-year-old me. So like 11 years ago now, 12 years ago. And I don't really know that person anymore, right? Like that was so long ago. I've been smoking for essentially a third of my life. I've been smoking weed every day. First 2/3 of my life, I did not smoke at all. And then the last third of my life, I have smoked a ton. And this next portion of my life, I would like to not smoke at all again. We'll see what happens. So far, so good. But I know last time I hit 6 months and I immediately broke. I feel confident that I will make it a year this time, hopefully. But that's because I have some other people in my life that are doing it with me and have been holding me accountable. If you want to see a video of my accountability partner, there is a video on this channel that says interviewing my accountability partner, and you can check it out. So where was I at? We're at a month in or so now, let's say. You're going to start feeling a lot better, but in between there, you will have these emotional outbursts. Your emotions are going to feel very dysregulated for this whole first month. You're going to feel really high highs. You're going to feel really low lows. You're going to feel like, this is so great. I'm so glad I don't smoke. And then 10 minutes later, be like, what is the point of this? I really just want to, if I hit a blunt, all this will go away. So you have to learn how to face these feelings. I like to categorize my thoughts into two different aspects. Was that thinking or was that feeling? Because all of our thoughts kind of come down to two different things. So if I'm having the feeling of like, man, I really want to get high right now, is that actually a thought or was that a feeling? Well, that was a feeling. And then I like to acknowledge that feeling. Oh, what an interesting thought, or what an interesting feeling. I wonder what made me feel that way. And then think about maybe the trigger that caused it, or the thing you went through that made you think of that, and acknowledge that, note that, so that maybe next time it won't be quite as difficult to get through that. So let's see. I can't really talk about much more than this because I can tell you what it feels like at 2.5 months. This is what it looks like. This is what I'm able to talk like. This is how I'm able to articulate my words. You can still see how sometimes there's a time of my brain feels like it's a little slow, a little laggy. It's not completely better. It doesn't feel the way it did when I was in college. I never smoked weed at all until after college. I smoked once in college and hated it and couldn't believe that anybody ever wanted to do this. It made me more messed up than I'd ever felt in my entire life, completely out of control, and I absolutely hated it. I had a full-on panic attack. Setting is everything, I learned. But then the second time I smoked, I was in my own recording studio with a band I was recording, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my life, and I was immediately addicted from that moment. But at that point, everybody said weed wasn't addictive, and I just assumed that, oh, I love it, I'll smoke while I like it, and when I don't want to smoke in the future, I won't smoke, and did not realize that it literally has become all or nothing for me. So I have had to completely change a lot of things in my life. Some things can't be changed. I still am the singer of a band, and I'm around a lot of intoxicated people, but I have chose to stop drinking and smoking, and that's been really difficult because I'm the only sober person around, and it's really hard to perform sober when I have not done that. So when I'm really, really stoned and a little drunk, I am up there and I'm like, oh, I get to dance. Like, oh, this is a blast. And when I'm completely sober, I'm up on stage thinking, dude, you're in your 30s and you're dancing. What is happening? What are you doing right now? People are watching you like pop, lock, and drop it. What is life right now? So it's a much different feeling, and I think it kind of comes across a little bit with in my energy on stage. But on the flip side, I'm able to talk to the audience better. I'm able to remember things better. So there are pros and cons. But I'm saying that with the idea that any sort of job that you have, there will be pros and cons that will happen when you first quit. There will be highs, there will be lows, there will be good things and bad things, but you got to just stick with it and see what happens. Worst case scenario, right? Do it for a year just to see what happens. If at the end of the year you're like, my life is no better, then by all means, have at it. I trust you, you trust you, and ultimately you're going to make the decision that you're going to make. But you'll never know what it feels like or if it was the right decision or the wrong decision unless you try. And that's what I'm trying to do now. If at the end of this year, for some reason, I'm like, screw it, I will be very surprised and very disappointed in myself because I feel so much better now than I did when I was smoking all the time. But the human brain and the addict brain is a very unique thing. So again, if you see videos on here stop popping up for a long period of time, I probably have gone back to smoking, unfortunately. Although I don't post long form videos every day, I do post shorts pretty much every day that are cut up versions of these videos. So you can check some of those out as well. But I have no intention on quitting. I have enjoyed how this quitting. I have no intention on quitting being sober. But we'll see what I say in the future. So keep checking in on me. Let's all hold each other accountable. My name is Aaron. It's been absolutely great talking with you guys. I hope this video helped a little, and I will make another one in the next couple days. Thank you guys for checking in. Check out some of the other videos, and I'll see you next time.